All right, we are live now. Thank you very much, Guru, for joining us today. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well. Now that you are here, I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for joining. So we have a couple of folks joining us already. So hello everyone. Thank you very much for joining in another Q&A live session for AZ900, but it's not restricted to AZ900. You can ask any question about DevOps, cloud, Azure specific, anything that you would want to ask. So we have our specialist today with us, Guru. Maybe we can start with a quick introduction of yourself, like in your own words.
Okay, my name is Guru.
That's good enough. I guess people know you by your name already. You don't need an introduction, but just for the sake.
No, okay. My name is Guru. My IT experience is 22 years. I started as a developer, but also my
Hmm.
interest for servers and infrastructure made me set up a small lab in my garage when cloud
Oh,
was not
amazing.
there, and then used it till last year, and then I dismantled it to use pure GCP based infrastructure.
Mhm.
And I come from application development, infrastructure engineering, site reliability engineering, and before my current role as a well, I just got promoted on Monday, so
Oh,
uh,
congratulations. Yeah, I saw your post. Congratulations for that. So now you are a cloud architect, right?
yes,
Amazing.
that's what they wanted me to join us in the first case, but I
Uh,
said no. Now I've been realigned properly, and then, but before that, I used to do contracting with investment banks on high performance computing and
mhm.
trading,
Yeah.
both on the equities and derivative fixed income for 13 years. And then, so where Spring Boot, Java, and all those
Okay.
things,
Hmm.
hyperforms, and then made into AWS. I worked for small companies like Goldman Sachs and uh,
Yeah, yeah. Small companies. Yeah.
Volkswagen and Daimler
True.
and UK government and European
Oh,
Union.
okay. Okay.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
pretty
very,
small. Yeah. Just UK government, US government, pretty
yeah,
small
and
companies.
Ericsson
Okay.
and all those kind of stuff.
Okay.
So yeah,
Nice.
good, but traveled a lot
Mhm.
as part of the thing, and then now I am settled at home working for Do It as a cloud architect, as I mentioned, and yes, very much interested in GCP. I'm more dominant towards GCP. AWS is okayish.
Mhm.
In Azure, I know Azure DevOps quite.
Yeah,
Uh,
Azure DevOps is an amazing offering. Like I haven't seen anything like that till now. Like
yeah,
as a cloud offering, yeah, it's pretty
and the
amazing.
thing is, it's very well developer friendly. Let me
Yes,
put it that way,
exactly.
because
Yeah,
one thing I don't like about GCP or AWS, it's too complicated.
yeah. There are separate services for each
Mm.
of the stages. Like for build, you have to use another service for deployment. But in Azure DevOps, everything is at one place, so you don't have to worry about integration of all those together.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's
And yeah,
pretty
that
amazing.
and the thing is, I don't have to choose and service account this and that is like,
Exactly.
who cares? Once you
Yeah.
give a build thing, it should do a
Yeah.
lot of stuff. And why do
Yes.
I have to create a separate artifact server and all those things? You
Yeah,
don't have to do it
exactly.
Azure. So one of the things,
I
so all of
totally
my
get you. Yeah.
code is in actually Azure, but
Mhm.
then I make a replication of it on GitHub.
Okay. Okay. That's pretty amazing. So we have a few people joined already. Hello, Ame. Thanks for joining. Hello, Ayush. Hello, Prem. Hello, Romesh. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. Hello, Kishan. So why don't we start with a little bit of your introduction from where are you joining, what you do, and like whatever you want to say, and then we'll start with our Q&A round for today, and we can start taking questions. So I'll just yeah, maybe meanwhile you are typing, I'll just pull up our first question that we had today. So, Guru, like recently, Vishal have been reaching out to me, and he has this question like AZ104, which is Microsoft Azure Administrator exam. Is it worth it or not? As he's planning to transition from a software developer role to a DevOps engineer role. So I have shared a little details to him over our Discord server, but maybe you can add something on top of it.
Right.
What do you think about it?
I do not know what
Yeah.
AZ104 is. So
Yeah,
if you
it's a like Azure Administrator certification exam. Like in AWS, we have Solution Architect Associate.
okay,
Similar format. Yeah, similar
okay,
format.
similar format. So see, I always have the same view that you should never switch between a development and DevOps. Don't do that. That's a very bad, I wouldn't say attitude, but a
Mm-hmm.
concept or paradigm.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the most successful people, don't look at only DevOps or only development. No,
Mm-hmm.
they are very good problem solvers and they do both.
Yep.
Right? I'm sure in Google, the people who maintain the software, they also, that's the policy in Google AWS. You built it, you run it.
Yeah.
That's the way it
Yeah.
works.
That's what SRE is all about. Yeah.
Exactly. So my suggestion is don't limit your scope to DevOps only.
Mm-hmm.
Think about everything as problem solving, software engineering, whether it's building a CI system
Mm-hmm.
or developing an application. Ultimately, what you're doing is developing something which is used by a customer, which can be internal or external.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
my suggestion is give the exam if you're already studied for it,
Mm-hmm.
because it just gives you the confidence. You never know that in the next job you go there, they do say, and they see because you have come from a development background, you know more, and
Mm-hmm.
they you that may give you the edge in getting a better role. That's my personal view.
Yeah, that's like well explained. So I'll just add a little on top of it. So like I always say this, and I'll say this to you as well, Vishal, if you are listening to us. So I always view certification exams, whether a cloud certification or any DevOps specific certification, I always view them as a learning path. Right? It helps you have that predefined learning path for you, which is provided by the cloud provider itself, and it adds a little to your resume, but that's it. Like rest, it depends on your learning, your hands-on experience, and everything that you have learned during that learning phase. So yeah, like as Guru mentioned, like go for it if you have studied for the exam, and it will definitely add some value to your resume, but then it totally depends on how you present it, how you explain the skill learned from this certification in the interview. So yeah, that's what I would also add. So we have others join as well. Vikrant, hello Soham, hello Ashutosh, hello Vikrant. Looks like Guru, you have a lot of fans already joined.
There
So
you go. I know why there are a lot of people. One, it is because it's Piyush, and one
no,
more
it's
point.
not because of me. Like, see,
And also we have Shubham here in who's listening.
hello Guru sir, hello Guru. So Shubham bhai also joined. Hello Shubham.
Mm,
Hello Kishan. Kishan is working as a technical support and preparing to move to cloud. That's amazing. That's really a way to go. Here is Shubham bhai. Hello Shubham bhai. Thanks for joining, and thanks for introducing me to Guru as well. It's such a pleasure. Hello Sangati. See, they are all your fans.
अरे
Thanks for
बाप रे,
bringing Guru sir.
यार मैंने
Sangmesh,
तो
hello.
नहीं, मैंने हाँ मुझे कनाडा पसंद है बट इतना भी नहीं.
No, no, no. They all are from India. Like most of
Okay.
our viewers are from India. So yeah. And Sangati, hello Sangati. Thanks for joining. All right. So I also have this question asked by a lot of people that when you prepare for any cloud, like how do we decide like which cloud should we go for? Like whether we should go for AWS, Azure, GCP. Like how do we decide like which is right for us?
Okay, depends on what experience you have,
Mhm. Let's say
right?
someone is from a non-tech background or a production support role, or someone
Okay,
with who has no experience in cloud but had some like brief
okay. So let's
understanding of.
assume that
Mhm.
you have never touched cloud. You
Yep.
have some programming experience. Let's assume
Mhm.
little bit, even not even a
Sure.
programmer. Let's
Yep.
say the support action support.
Mhm.
My view always has been choose something which you can practice a lot
Mhm.
in your spare time and also in a commercial environment.
Mhm.
Let's say
Okay.
you're working for a company which uses, let's say, GCP or AWS.
Mhm.
Start with that. I'm not saying stick
Okay.
to it. Start with that.
Mhm.
So you see what happens is, let's say they use the AWS.
Mhm.
You start learning AWS. You
Mhm.
learn something,
Yep.
and make a light hoo-ha out of it. अरे यार AWS में वो किया ये, अरे यार sexy है. And then you go and ask your colleagues, sir, मैंने ये किया वो किया, ये कैसे? Then ask for help.
Yep.
But the intention is not to ask help. The
Mm-hmm.
intention is to tell that I know a little bit more than what you think.
Mm-hmm.
And tomorrow, if there is a problem, they may come to you.
Yep.
And they may give you an access to, okay, here's a playground you can work on. So it
Mm-hmm.
gives you both the commercial
Mm-hmm.
and the technical. And once you have the basics, all cloud are same. Okay, some may
Mm-hmm.
use different nomenclatures,
Mm-hmm.
some may have extra features. For example,
Sure.
AWS
Yeah.
has a concept of security group, NACL. That is
Mm-hmm.
not too much relevant in GCA because everything happens in the background. But ultimately, it's a data center owned by someone else.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
my
Yeah.
suggestion is try to get as much personal or learning and commercial experience. And if you can get that, that would be even better so that you'll understand what the real world problems are.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. That's true. So yeah, I guess Iqbal is asking the same question. Like it's on the same lines, but he's asking which cloud is better than all.
It
Like I
depends
don't
on
think there
what
is a
you
better
want.
cloud. Yeah.
It's like asking, is dahipur, chicken biryani better than chicken biryani better than
Butter
uh,
chicken.
butter chicken?
No.
Yeah, exactly. You can't compare. Don't try to
Yeah.
compare
Yeah.
two things.
Yeah.
Say, for
I guess
example,
what they are trying to ask is which cloud has more job opportunities in the market. I guess that's what the
no,
main
that also
intention of.
depends. That
Yeah.
also depends.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, see, the good thing is I work for a company which is a premier partner for both,
Yep.
right? But our main business is in US and Europe, and of course
Mm-hmm.
Israel.
Yep.
Most of I would say 60% of our business is
Mm-hmm.
AWS,
Okay.
40% is GCP.
Mm-hmm.
But you should not only go with the number of customers. You should
Mm-hmm.
also look at cloud spend. When you look at cloud spend, AWS is far ahead, miles
Mm-hmm.
ahead.
Yep.
But as Sandeep mentioned, there are too many AWS people as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
So my suggestion is think who you are targeting
Mm-hmm.
and how much soon you can learn, but also don't become one of the cattle herds. Don't.
Yes.
Somebody will kill
Exactly.
you and make you into a burger. That's what will happen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my suggestion is be a bit niche so that
Mm-hmm.
someone can make you into a pet, take you into a
Mm-hmm.
warm house,
Mm-hmm.
massage you, and ultimately you will die anyway, but at least you will live a good life.
Yeah.
That's my view. And always don't restrict yourself. If
Mm-hmm.
you learn GCP, learn the equivalent in AWS. For example, if
Yes.
you're using local
Exactly.
storage, use
Mm-hmm.
S3. If you're using, let's say, PubSub here, use SQS there. Once you learn that thing, learning the other thing is pretty, I wouldn't say easier.
Mm-hmm.
I started with GCP.
Mm-hmm.
Whilst I finished one certification in GCP, I finished the equivalent in AWS in 1 month.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I would say there is
Because
nothing like
yeah,
blood.
it
Like
is fairly easy. So once you know the ecosystem of one cloud, then it is easy to get the equivalent in the other cloud provider,
yeah,
and
exactly.
it's really a right way to go. Yeah. So don't restrict yourself to one specific cloud, and
Mm,
do a little research in your area where you are targeting your job. Like let's see like what all the recruiters or all the companies are asking as their preferred cloud provider. So most
yeah,
of the times it's like you should have experience with either AWS or GCP or Azure. But some companies are cloud specific, they are going cloud native. So do a little research in your area and then you can see like what companies are asking for in the particular vicinity.
yeah.
So yeah, that's and your videos are so amazing, better than MS trainer organized by my organization. Thank you so much, Neha. Thank you so much. And this is such a pleasure hearing that. And yeah, I mean, sometimes this is too much, but thank you so much. I take that as a compliment. Hey, Rishabh, how are you doing, buddy? So, Rishabh, you met Rishabh, right, Guru?
Mm.
Yeah, in our last session. So yeah, Rishabh is also doing some amazing job. Shout out to him. He's doing some amazing job building like live projects and everything. And he is a public speaker as well, presenting in many AWS forums.
Mm.
So I hope you're having a good day, Rishabh. There's a snow coming soon.
Oh, I miss snow, man.
You miss it? Like we have it like 3 times a week and we have to shovel it every time. It's really harsh.
No, I, my ex-girlfriend was from Lacroix in Ontario.
Okay.
So
Oh,
I
that's
visit,
how you know that place. Oh,
yeah,
that's how you told us in
yeah,
the
it's
last stream.
Housatonic, Manitoba, sorry, not
Yeah.
Ontario.
Uh-huh.
And then I went to Thunder Bay and and Sault Ste. Marie as well. So very
Okay.
cold places. I liked it, uh,
Yeah.
but then
Like
I had to move
like
back.
these places, like it's really cold. It's good to, go and have some vacation time. But when you live over there, it's really harsh, man. Like,
I know, but the thing is, I won't be able to live there anyway because it's an um, what we call Native American reserve. So I can't go and live there anyway. I can go
mhm,
and visit it as a tourist, but not
okay.
live there because it's not allowed.
Okay. Okay. So, okay. Kishan is asking, how should I design my path for cloud as a person working in technical support?
Yeah, well, we have just answered the question. I think we'll be repeating the
Yep.
same. So I
Yep.
think he has got it. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess, Kishan, you have got it already. But if you have any specific question around that line, then feel free to put that in comment.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Rishabh. And we have Sangamesh. He's asking, what is your favorite cloud, both of you? So, like Guru already explained, like GCP is your favorite, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, I don't want to be cloud biased as I work with Google and I worked with GCP in my like full time job. But I would say I don't have any favorite cloud. It just the way I use it. For example, if I have to work on a Kubernetes service. So yes, GCP because GKE has its own advantages, and I have all the access. Like I can look into the code, I can like do whatever I want, and so that's why like for GKE specific, GKE or Antho specific, I would go with GCP, and for CI/CD, I would go with Azure DevOps. So it's an amazing offering, and it's free to use. If you haven't used it already, feel free to give it a try. It's I guess 5 users per month free for like for I guess 12 months or something. So feel
No,
free to
it's
use it.
totally free. It's
It's
five
totally
users.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 users, I guess. Yeah.
The five users. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so please give it a
Depends
go.
on,
And
for example, if you are using BigQuery, by
mhm,
far the best.
yes, yes, big query as well. Yeah.
BigQuery, and if you want globally uh, amazing relational alloy DB,
Hmm.
and if you want cross regional everything spanner, so it depends
Yes,
on what you want. But
yes.
for example, reporting on raw data,
Hmm.
Athena is by far the best.
Yeah,
Okay,
AWS
we
Athena.
have
Yeah,
GCS, but the reporting on that is not that good enough.
sure.
And
Yeah,
also,
but
how
isn't that service equivalent to BigQuery? No.
no,
Okay.
Athena is only meant for and the thing is, it has far
Oh, I
I
guess it's querying. It's like how you query the data in S3, right?
yes, correct.
Okay.
So and also I found out that uh, some of the services which are better developer friendly in AWS, but
Hmm.
not everything, right? I'm not saying,
Hmm.
as I mentioned, I find network setup in AWS to be more complicated.
Yes.
Yes,
I
I
guess
thought,
it was simpler earlier, but like they make a lot of changes in the UI. Every time you visit AWS console, there is something new, and you have to
they have
struggle
just
finding the right thing.
exactly they have just released something, and it's
Yeah.
the thing is you
So
have to bloody learn everything every time.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's I guess we have answered your question. And Purushottam asking, I guess, the same question: which cloud is best for better starting in cloud journey? So Purushottam, we have already answered this question, but just to give you a brief, I think you have joined late. So we have already provided the details. Like, don't go what everyone is doing. Like, don't have that herd mentality. Like, pick something that you think you have a lot of exposure to. If you haven't had that exposure, pick something in which you can do a lot of hands-on, or if you are using that as a commercial product in your company, and also do a little research around the area where you are living and see what other cloud providers are asking or what other organizations are looking for as a cloud provider, right? So And feel free to, after this recording, feel free to jump back to the starting of this video and you will get some more details. Neha is asking a generic DevOps question. DevOps is IT, we understood, but which industries use DevOps and how should we target when we are moving from non-IT to DevOps with TWS? TWS is, I'm not really
Train
sure.
with
Neha?
Shubham.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, I sorry, Shubham bhai, if you are listening to this, I didn't mean that. It
Hmm.
just came out of a surprise.
Hmm.
So when we are moving from non-IT to DevOps with train with Shubham. Okay, sir. What would you wanna say on this?
Um, See, Neha, DevOps is not only about CI/CD, right? Remember, you can even run hardware. So I used to work for a small company called Daimler. Daimler is the owner of Mercedes-Benz, by the way. They
Okay.
also own Maybach
Yeah,
and
small company.
all the cars.
They manufacture small cars, small
Yeah,
company.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you look at their RPA systems,
Mm-hmm.
which drives their inventory also and
Mm-hmm.
everything is software driven. Even
Yep.
the cars, what we call display units nowadays is software driven. It's
Mm-hmm.
not those manual switch buttons anymore,
Yep.
especially the electric cars.
Mm-hmm.
So DevOps is everywhere. How and what is being implemented is different. That's it. But
Yep.
ultimately, it's all about generating a piece of deployable artifact. It
Mm-hmm.
can be in the chip, or it can be in a big hard disk, or it can be even a USB into a Mercedes car. So get the concepts right and try to implement two, three versions of it. For example, it can be Jenkins for application, but it can be AWS specific code build or something,
Mm-hmm.
or use something like if I want everything in one box, use GitLab.
Yep.
Right? All these are free. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you need to pay for the hardware if you don't use your own custom hardware. But ultimately, try different combinations and see which fits your liking and also the companies you're targeting. Remember, you need to have a quite a um, focused on what companies you want to do, but not too much narrow. For example, you may think, okay, I may do not want to work with gambling companies. That's
Mm-hmm.
fair.
Yep.
Then you don't need to worry about IoT because gambling companies use hardware like slot machines and all. So you don't
Mm-hmm.
worry for IoT. But let's say if you want to target JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Fidelity, or Goldman Sachs,
Like the
then
financial sector.
the
Yeah.
financial services, then use heavy ones like Jenkins because they use it a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
also look at containerization and do some chaos testing.
Mm-hmm.
That way you will be fine.
Yep.
That would be
That,
my view.
yep. Yeah, that's really good to know. And yes, Neha, so every company nowadays is using DevOps not just as a CI/CD tool, but as a process in all their software development life cycle. And you see, if the companies that you look around yourself, they all are not the IT companies. So there are like telecom companies like Vodafone, Bell, Rogers, all those companies, and then we have Airtel. All those telecommunication sector is also using DevOps. Then you go for the consulting firms, Accenture, Cognizant, Wipro, Infosys. They all are into DevOps hardcore. And so whatever industry you look around yourself, whatever companies you are targeting, they all use DevOps in a way or another. So yes, it has a really larger scope. It's not restricted to one industry or one segment of company. So yeah, I mean, you are, I guess, on the right path with Train with Shubham channel. So keep doing it.
Hmm.
And Bikram is asking how much of DSA is required in cracking product companies for DevOps profile.
Um, Maybe you want to answer this
Sure,
first.
sure. So, Bikram, I guess it depends on company to company and the role that you are applying to. For example, I applied once to a DevOps consultant role in AWS. There was no DSA round at all, right? And in Google there is a SRE role. There is no DevOps role. If I remember correctly, there is an SRE role, but for that there is a DSA round. So it depends on the company and the role that you are targeting. And like most of the times is not required, and whatever is been asked in these companies for a DevOps role, it's not that advanced level. So I guess basic and intermediate level of DSA will also do. And again, there are a lot of other roles open in the market. If you are not, not really good at DSA, or you don't really want to do it, so it's up to you totally. So like in my 12 years of careers, and out of which it is around 7-8 years of DevOps and cloud, I never learned DSA. I never even tried to, because I don't like it. So I guess it totally depends on the company and the role that you are targeting. Okay, so Sangati is asking, as a DevOps learner, what extent of coding or scripting we should learn, and please make a note on database knowledge also.
Should I?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll add on top of it. Maybe you can.
Yeah. Um, Means there is a misconception that DevOps does not need coding. That's not entirely true. If you write Ansible or if you
Mhm.
write Terraform, yeah, there is a still amount of coding.
Yeah.
Scripting is also there. For example, you have to write some shell scripts. For example, let's say if you're writing Ansible roles where you have to execute some command to download something and untar them,
Sure.
that's also
Yeah.
scripting.
Hmm.
So I say on a scale of 1 to 5,
Hmm.
you should do at least 3 in
Three.
terms of
Three.
coding and scripting. Don't go 4, 5 and all. 4,
Hmm.
5 will be for pure programmers per
Hmm.
se.
Hmm.
And remember, coding is different, development is different. Coding is writing code,
Yeah.
which
So
can be
YAML, JSON, or
yeah,
group, or
exactly.
and
Yeah,
shell script. It could be encoding anything.
exactly.
Yeah.
Now, database knowledge is good, especially for example, if your application is uses microservices a lot,
Hmm.
because
Yep.
each microservice by definition has its own database. So how
Hmm.
do you populate your database automatically as part of your startup process or shutdown process or testing process?
Hmm.
Something like Flyaway DB or
Hmm.
Liquidbase. These
Hmm.
are softwares which will automate populating your database or creating the schemas,
Hmm.
and these are very good DevOps tool set. So
Yep.
having database knowledge is good because then you can write the DML and DDL script as
Hmm.
part of your deployable artifact and let these software maintain your database state so
Hmm.
that you don't have to if no nothing. It has its meta table, you can do
Yep.
that.
Yep.
So coding is necessary,
Hmm.
but having also database knowledge will help you on DevOps on the database side as well. So that's
Sure.
a very good hatiyar to have in your
Okay.
in your.
So, but like there are so many database. If we pick any NoSQL database as well, there is document database, there is key pair, and there are a lot. Everything has its own use case. So,
Yeah,
as a beginner, which database should we target for as a, like in our learning path?
I have not seen. See, okay, NoSQL is there, NoSQL or is there, but I would say 70 to 80% of all the production companies at the minute are still using relational only.
Mm-hmm.
I have
Okay.
I have barely okay for log aggregation and for non-business transaction they may use NoSQL for
Mm-hmm.
analytics and all. But
Mm-hmm.
ultimately, what happens is most of the companies are still using relational database, especially the financial services,
Yep.
because what happens is they have so much restrictions
Yep.
that the reference data should be seen only by this one, that one,
Mm-hmm.
and all those uh,
Mm. And it should
laws
have the acid property, and they have to
and
maintain
all.
the
Of course,
transactions and
the
everything. Yeah.
document also has that, but then sometimes the reference data is not part of your transaction because
Yeah.
reference data may be fed by the federal agencies which may
Mm-hmm.
not be part of your single database. They may have a different. So you don't
Sure.
want the federal FBI to have access to your retail database. No.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, relational is used. I
Okay.
know there are ways to do it, but I would say go for relational. But
Mm-hmm.
once you know the relation and the underlying concept,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. learning a NoSQL document-based
Mhm.
database system will be that hard. Ultimately, where there is a invert clause, there will be just a property within your thing which gives association. And remember, in also in documented, you can have references which will still do the scanning. So you
Yeah.
have to be a bit careful with the designing side. But relational would be good. It always comes into help,
Yeah.
especially if you look at GCP based. Nowadays, even on NoSQL, you can run kind of equivalent to an SQL and still get the reports. So
Yeah.
I would not totally move away
Sure. And
from
it's like a stepping stone into
mm,
cloud or DevOps role, because if you don't know the relational database, you wouldn't understand NoSQL or
mm,
like a non-relational database. So I guess, yeah, it's
mm.
really a good starting point. So Biswajit is asking, if a fresher is applying for DevOps role at Google, what is the procedure? So maybe I'll try to answer that, and you can add if you have any suggestion on top of it. So, Biswajit, Google has a SRE role, right? And it has a lot of requirement, and like these are the things that you should be familiar with or having experience with. First is your basic Linux administration knowledge, then your coding knowledge, not just scripting, your coding experience with any of the oops programming language, like anything like Python, Go, or anything as like which is not a scripting language, which is not just a scripting language, right? Then you also have your cloud experience, like in one or more cloud preferable, but one cloud would be sufficient if you are good at it. Then you have then you have a little bit of, not a little bit, like because this is a DevOps role we are talking about, this is the SRE role. So yes, end to end CI/CD implementation, and then cloud migration knowledge, extensive experience with one or more domain of the cloud. For example, if you are working in data, then you should be familiar with the most of the data services, and you have extensive experience and knowledge on that. Then there is Docker and Kubernetes, which is really must have nowadays for SRE role, for DevOps role, any cloud specific role. So yeah, these things: monitoring, alerting, logging, and uh, did I miss anything?
no, I think you're good.
Yeah, I guess so. These are the things that you should know and you should work with. So it's not just for Google, it's for like most of the product based companies. And as I said, like DSA round is pretty specific to roles or companies that you are applying to. But if you are talking about Google specifically, then yes, Google's SRE role has a DSA round. It's not a really extensive DSA, but on a scale of 1 to 10, it is around 6 to 7. So yeah, you should have at least that much of knowledge in DSA. Sangmesh, I guess this question is for me. What is your future plans after AZ900? So I haven't decided yet because I still have a lot to do in AZ900. There are a lot of videos pending, and I will be publishing the next video tomorrow, hopefully. But after this, I guess you tell me what you want to learn next. I guess I would go with Azure DevOps or any live projects, but I'm open to suggestions. Feel free to reach out to me, feel free to comment on this video, any video, LinkedIn, Discord, anywhere that you prefer to do. And yeah, so I'm open to suggestions, and we'll go from there. Okay, thank you, Biswajit. I hope I was able to answer your question. And then there was this question as well, Guru. Like people are asking, like they have reached out to me on LinkedIn most of the times, and they have asked this question, like how do we how do we like what is the easiest way to get into DevOps? I won't say easiest, or a shortest path to take into DevOps if they are from a non-tech background. I guess we have covered the most part of it. But which, like, okay, we have talked about the cloud experience and everything. Now, which tool would you say, like which CI/CD tools we should target first, like as a beginner or as a non-IT professional?
Before even going targeting a technology,
Mhm.
most of the time what people miss is the why part. Yeah. First, understand why we are doing something,
Mm-hmm.
right? Uh, Companies like Google or Amazon are totally data driven.
Mm-hmm.
They don't just, somebody says, I want to do this, they will go, no, go away, right? They are all data driven. So, first read two books. One is Continuous Delivery by David Harley, and then one more book called Release It by Pragmatic Programmer.
Yep.
These two books will tell you why someone does DevOps. And there is a book called The Phoenix Project, of course.
Yeah, Phoenix
You
Project.
have
Yeah.
to read that book. And also, if possible, read this book, The
Culture
Culture
Map.
Map by Erin Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
This book will help you to communicate not only with your colleagues but across the nation, and you will be surprised how bad we communicate unless you get the thing. Once you know that, try to understand the problem. Don't go with a mindset, I want to use Jenkins. No. If you're existing, bringing a new tool set into your company is a very big job.
Mm-hmm.
There will be bureaucracy, there will be technology, this and that. So it depends. But as a starter, I would go with the easiest one where it doesn't need much. So, for example, if you want to do it in Jenkins, you have to host Jenkins somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Then use Azure DevOps. It's free.
Mm-hmm.
And you have all the things, get the concept, make two, three application work, then
Mm-hmm.
use the AWS free tier, try to do something, then use GCP,
Mm-hmm.
and then go for something like GitLab. GitLab also is free, but the thing is it
Yep.
has restrictions. So every, of course, free software has restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
But pick one, and
Mm-hmm.
till you are comfortable with all the major steps in a pipeline,
Mm-hmm.
don't switch to something else.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
like eating biryani, and when the chicken comes, you leave the chicken and go and eat something else. Then what's the point? You're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to come for
Yep.
the chicken, right? In the
Yeah.
biryani.
Finish your chicken first. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So know which chicken biryani or mutton biryani you want. At least finish 75% of the plate and leave some rice on the side. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But don't leave the chicken or the mutton. Then it
Yes.
loses its purpose.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then
Mm-hmm.
maybe buy a butter chicken or something like that. So it
Mm.
depends.
Yeah. So you shouldn't like you shouldn't think that I should know everything. No one can know everything. So just focus on the main part. Like you mentioned, focus on the main aspect of why you are doing it. If you are doing it for CI/CD purpose, focus on Jenkins, GitLab, Azure DevOps, whatever tool you have chosen for you. So mainly focus on that, and maybe the cloud experience and all the related service can come next, and they can follow.
Exactly.
Okay. So Sangati is asking, please start Azure DevOps. Ganesh is saying, please start with Docker. Okay, point noted. Sure. I mean, yes. So I had Azure DevOps and Kubernetes in plan, but yes, before Kubernetes, I had to cover Docker as well, because the way I structure my videos, or like the video courses that I do in my YouTube channel, so I start with basics and then I move to the advanced concept. So if I go directly on Kubernetes or GKE or AKS, EKS, it wouldn't be of much use. So yes, I'll definitely try to cover Docker before that, and yeah, then we'll definitely go ahead with that. So the next is it's a long question, but let me try to read it. Can you please suggest how can I store the secrets in any cloud, then use it in Terraform? I like in AWS, I can store in Secret Manager, but when I'm using, I'm facing few errors. Don't know whether it is to authenticate my laptop to cloud secret or not. So exactly, like you have tried to form your question and provide as much as detail as possible, but we wouldn't understand what exactly you are trying to do and how you are doing it, what error you are facing. It would be hard to troubleshoot this issue by looking at just the description. So maybe if you can provide some more details, or feel free to connect me on Discord or LinkedIn, and we can see like what exactly the issue you are facing. But if you talk about the best practices of using secrets in cloud, any cloud for that matter of fact, what would you suggest, Guru? Like, what are the best practices around it?
See, when it comes to DevOps, in Azure DevOps, there is something called secrets, where you literally keeps only secret which is required for CI/CD
Yeah.
pipeline.
Mhm.
So I don't use something like, see, KMS or Secrets Manager is not
Mhm.
only for CI/CD, so it depends on the context.
Mhm.
If your context or scope is only DevOps, where it's
Mhm.
CI/CD, and
Mhm.
using a Secrets Manager, doing a lot of things, I really don't like too much steps in my CI/CD pipeline. It has to be
Okay.
very concise, very easy to do. For
Mhm.
example, now secrets here, if it's certificates
Mhm.
provisioning, I don't like certificate provisioning.
Mhm.
So I use something called Let's Encrypt to do it for you. So it
Yep.
generates the key and the certificate, public or private, and then you do it. So my suggestion is, if you want it in Terraform, it's a bit hard.
Mhm.
Uh, my suggestion is create a certificate on the fly and upload it. For example, using Let's Encrypt, create it, put it in the repo and upload it. Don't try to create. Terraform is for provisioning cloud. It's not for your application managers.
Mhm.
But I am not an expert in secret management in Terraform anyway.
Mhm.
So I would say make it easier and simpler.
Mhm.
A Terraform which does a lot of things as part of dependency tree, it doesn't make work. For example, tomorrow if you get rid of secret master, are you going to refactor your whole Terraform? That also becomes a pain. So it
Yeah.
depends on the thing. And
Mhm.
also don't know whether it is to authenticate my laptop or cloud secrets or not.
Mhm.
My suggestion is look at the logs.
Yeah.
There is a saying in Google and AWS, RTFM. I'm sure you have read this, right?
RTFM, no. I haven't heard it.
Read the fucking manual.
Okay. Okay, now I know it. Yes. Okay. Okay, yeah. So that's pretty amazing advice. And then Soham is asking, please start series on Azure DevOps because everyone is teaching AWS DevOps. So
Okay.
yes, that's really a valid point, and that's really a good suggestion. I'll definitely like it's already there in my to-do list. I'll definitely try to prioritize it. So Jayavardhan is saying release it book. Okay, so he's suggesting uh one more
Yeah, the
book.
book which I mentioned,
Oh,
release it.
it's
Yeah,
the same one, production
yeah,
ready software.
yeah, yeah.
Release, design, and deploy production ready software.
Ready software. Yeah. So
Okay,
you can
so
copy from it. Yeah,
awesome. So if anyone wants a ebook like a digital copy of it, feel free to download it from this GitHub repo.
yeah. Or you
Thank
can
you,
use libgen.is.
Jim.is.
Libgen.is.
Libgen
Gen
dot
is.
dot is.
Yeah, Israel.
Okay. Okay, I just pasted that in the comment section so that everyone
Yeah,
can
libgen.is.
have a look.
You can literally get any book you want.
Okay, awesome. And Biswajit has mentioned Terraform Vault is also there. I haven't used it, but
Yeah, there is for
I,
secret management. Yes, there is a voice.
is it for the enterprise version or it comes with that free version as well?
I don't know.
I guess it'll be part of
I think it
Terraform
is a
Cloud.
part of Pro. I think it is not part
Yeah,
of default. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Okay, that's good to know. And this is the website link that Guru mentioned. Like, feel free to download any digital copy of any
Mm.
book that you like from here. And yeah, so I guess that's it. So, like, I'll give our viewers a couple of more minutes. If we don't have any more questions, we can wrap up this session.
Hmm.
So, Guru, any advice for a new learner or someone who is transitioning their career from non-tech to cloud or DevOps? What would you suggest?
Don't.
Any advice that we haven't covered anything till now?
Yeah, there is a heck lot of noise,
Mhm.
lots of videos, lots of terminologies. My view is cut the noise and also focus, get something done, add it to your feathers of the cap, add one more. And also don't think that I'm from non-IT, I'm from IT. Don't. Ultimately, it's technology. You're using your mobile. means you know IT. You're using a laptop. You can
Mm-hmm.
type,
Yeah.
right? You may not understand something. If you think that someone learns to do something in 5 years, no, everyone practices.
Yes.
I'll give you a good example. My missus, she treats children with acquired brain injuries. Children with
Okay.
acquired. Now, this is not like people who are born with brain injuries, they were acquired, like drugs, trauma, accidents,
Mm-hmm.
and drugs and everything. Each patient is different, but ultimately, what we want is the children to be treated
Healthy.
and
Yeah.
they should be able to walk or whatever they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Each case is different,
Mm-hmm.
but the principles are the same. You have to look at their thing and do. So don't think, oh, I will only do this job. And you know, the टांगे का घोड़ा
Mm-hmm.
जिसको ये लगा देते तुम इसी जो. No, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Become a good race horse or become a moose, which is of course very famous in Canada, and it's called elk in Scandinavian countries. Let it roam free. Don't restrict yourself. Today it's DevOps. Tomorrow it can be satellite engineering, which is a bigger piece of cake.
Mm-hmm.
And you should never restrict, but also focus and get it done. Don't do half work there and then go and half do the work there.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a good idea.
Yeah.
So think, I want to do this, plan it out, use free planning tools like in GitHub, there is something called projects, which you can use. Uh, uh, Akshay, can you do me a favor? Yeah, can I share my screen and show something?
Sure. Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, let me press the present button. Uh,
Akshay. No. No. Akshay. Not Akshay. I am Piyush.
oh, of course, Piyush. Yes, I'm so used to working with entire screen. Just give me 1 minute, okay?
Sure. No. I
Uh,
guess you have access to present,
yeah, I
right?
have access. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Let me do this. Let me know if you're seeing my laptop screen. Yes, correct.
Yeah. Let me add it to the stream.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
So if you go to github.com and if you click on projects, it's a good project management tool where I literally have everything: current iteration, to do list, all iterations, backlog, planning, and it can span across multiple repositories. All
Mhm.
this is free.
Okay. Amazing.
And you can,
That's a learning for me as well. I didn't know. Like,
yeah,
so there is a complete Jira Confluence kind of setup over here, which is available free of cost.
yeah, exactly.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and this is where me and Akshay, who helps me in my Agile Guru web channel, we all plan here what is in the current sprint. I mentor
Amazing.
him as well, and all the iterations, and the status, and the backlog, and the planning. We all do here.
That's pretty amazing to know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
guess. Yeah, I guess everyone, like most of us that we are here, many of us are seeing this for the first time, and it is right in front of our eyes. Everyone uses GitHub. We use it
Yeah,
on daily basis, but we like I never thought like it's right
yeah,
hidden and
exactly. There is
right in
something
front
called
of you.
projects, and it's
Yeah,
free.
yeah.
So you don't have
That's
to pay anything. So you can use this one. I'm going to unshare my screen. So
sure.
I use this one, and I literally have like what do you say, um, a, a plan, a high level plan. Don't need to go into too much details.
Mhm.
Plan it. Say in this 15 days I will do this. In 15 days I'll do this, and get a mentor who,
Sure.
he doesn't need to be with you all the time,
Mhm.
but they can review every
Mhm.
5 6 days or even once in a week,
Mhm.
and then you can learn it out. Oh, say do this, don't do that.
Maybe we can talk a little about this part as well, because like a lot of us has this question in mind, like how do we get a mentor, like how do we reach out to someone and ask them, would you be my mentor, or like is there a format to do that, or what are the best practices that we should keep
See,
in mind?
my view is find people who are like us,
Mhm.
right? Shubham or myself or you, Jitendra. There are a lot of people.
Mhm.
These are the people, you will see that their mouth goes up to their ears because they are smiling when you
Mhm.
ask for help.
Yeah.
They don't need to be very experienced people like ourselves. No,
Sure.
they can be only with 5 years, 6 years experience.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, let's say you go to my GitHub profile, it
Mm-hmm.
says YouTube mentor. Somebody's asking, "Hey Guru, how can you become my mentor?" Well,
I was anticipating this question.
okay, right? Uh,
See, yeah, see, the people are already asking this question. Jessa is asking, how can I get a mentor? Ayush
yeah,
is directly asking you, can you be my mentor?
okay, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, not many people know,
Mm-hmm.
but I already mentored 12, and six of them are from very poor background. I don't want to go into the details, but I help NGO back in India,
Oh, amazing.
and I also sponsor directly some people back in India. I don't want to go into the details because this is
Sure.
not a marketing campaign, so I'll just keep quiet. But and also, I also read with my colleagues. She,
Mm-hmm.
Juhi Kupchandani, her name is. She's based out of Essen in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
We are okay. She's in engineering. I'm in CRE, but
Mm-hmm.
we study from 7 to 8. So my timelines are quite tight.
Mm-hmm.
So you may ask, but but you will be in a waiting list, unfortunately.
Sure.
Uh, there
Yeah,
are other
because
people.
you have, like, you only have 24 hours like everyone else,
Yeah,
and
and the
you
thing is, I
already are doing so many things.
yeah,
So yes, you can definitely put yourself in the queue, Aditya. Feel free to reach
yeah.
out to Guru. But
But
again,
I think you
like,
can also talk to other people. Okay,
mm,
sorry, I got a bit focused.
mm,
Uh, the thing is, you look at my profile on LinkedIn, it says blah, 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 mentor. Good.
mhm,
Look at my other contacts. Look at other contacts, and does anyone say mentor in there?
sure,
Ping them.
yeah,
It will see. One thing I love to know is today, nowadays, you got internet.
mhm,
Click, just spend 2 3 hours, research, and
mhm,
I'm sure there will be someone who is of a common person.
yep,
Okay, you may ping 10 people,
mhm,
9 may say no, that's fine, one
mhm,
will say yes,
yes,
right? And also, don't approach, can we connect? Don't say that, that's a very bad idea.
mhm,
Say hello. When you say connect with the notes, you say hello, my name is this, I have 5 years experience, but I'm looking for a mentor who can help me in this. I see that you have a lot of experience in this. Would you be willing to let me
sure,
mentor me? Please
mhm,
confirm yes or no. Even if you say no, doesn't matter, but at least I will not wait. Thanks and regards.
mhm,
Put it
yep,
like that, be very
yes,
explicit and
yes,
approach them. I tell you, 8 out of 10 may say no, but 2 out of 10 will say yes.
yes,
And of course, uh, Sangati, what he said is, yeah, I know I do a lot of work, but I do a lot of work which is not visible because of my charity and all other things which I do for, which is my passion anyway.
no, that's really amazing. That's doing a lot more than what others are doing, and you are doing good for the society, for the community. So
Mm,
that's really impressive. And yes, you don't have to market it when you have good intentions in your heart, and
mm,
that's what it's all about, right? You get
yeah,
a happy sleep at the end of the day.
yeah.
So that's all that matters. So okay, so there is this question from Biswajit to you. As today, how many hours he's sitting on his chair, like,
That's not entirely true. Okay,
okay.
I'm going to
uh-huh.
show you something.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I have a very good setup, right? Okay, let me see if I can. So this is my chair. I get up at 4:30 daily, and I sleep around 11ish. Okay,
Okay.
sometimes I sleep, depends. This is my chair, and it's
Mhm.
a. The good thing is my chair is given to me by my company because as part of our joining, they give you a
Mhm.
$1,000 to set up your desk and chair. This
Yeah.
is a very expensive
Mhm.
$350 chair.
Okay.
Yeah, and this one. But if you see, this is my room. Of course, that's a heater.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what it is in there. I was doing some things,
Uh-huh.
but I don't sit on my chair all the time. Next to my desk, there is also a bed
Okay.
where I can lie down on that corner and
Uh-huh.
watch videos.
Yeah. Okay.
Now that setup is unique, where I
Yeah.
can lie down.
That is unique. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Lot of people have lots of big chairs, lot of things. No, then what happens is I can then I have like one big 4K monitor, one standing monitor, and my laptop. So I switch the other two monitors off and
Mhm.
play only on my 330 what we call 4K monitor, and
Okay.
now watch videos on it and
Yes.
lie down because I am not as young as you guys are. I'm quite old guy, so I have to watch after my back. And also, I play badminton on Saturday and Sunday to keep myself
Oh, that's
active.
amazing.
That means I mean fit. Not
Yes.
fit. I have a tummy, but I don't have ill health.
Mhm.
For example, I don't have diabetes or blood pressure or cholesterol. Everything is normal.
Yep.
So, and but if you see how many hours of learning and doing, around 19 hours a day, including office hours. But
That's
if
quite a
you're
lot.
sitting on the
So
chair,
including the mentorship and all
yeah,
the community
exactly,
work. Yeah.
including the mentorship and
Yeah. So you
flying
so only you only sleep 5 hours a day.
five to
That's
six
it.
hours a day.
Five
Yeah.
to six hours. Okay.
And but remember, when you are so excited about your work, you don't get tired,
Yes.
right? And
Yeah, if
remember,
that's what you are passionate about, because if you are passionate about gaming or watching movies, then you don't get tired doing that, right? Have you
exactly.
ever heard someone that I am tired because I was playing game for 5 hours continuously? No,
By
because
the
that's
way,
what you like.
I also at my downstairs have a G25 car simulator
Oh, amazing.
on a home theater system. So if I want, I can do gaming, but
Mhm.
not I've not opened this for like 2 years now because I'm and also so Biswajit's question, sitting on the chair today already 10 hours.
10 hours already. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I started at 4:30 in the morning. So it's no,
And
3
that too
o'clock
on a
now.
weekend. That too on a weekend.
Weekend, yes.
Yeah.
And no, sorry, it's not 10 hours. Yeah, around about 10 hours.
Mhm.
And also, um, but learning, I would say 4 hours of my, if I don't study for my own for 3 hours in a day, it drives me nuts.
Mhm.
It drives me nuts. I have a one site is called daily.dev. Have you heard about it?
No, no, I haven't.
Okay. Go into a website called daily.dev. It's
Mhm.
also a
Yeah,
Google
maybe you
Chrome
can.
plugin, right?
Okay.
So
Mhm.
what it does is all the new technologies, it gives you a snapshot of small things. So
Okay.
what is happening? Do you want to share? I'll share my screen. Let me
Okay.
know.
Sure.
Share screen, entire screen, which is that one. If you can add my screen, please.
Yeah. Just a
So here, if you see by opening a new tab, it opens a lot of things.
mhm.
Or you can go to daily.dev. Yeah, and you can
Mhm.
get it. Install the plugin. It's free. So you
Okay.
get all the latest technologies which is happening daily,
Okay.
and you can filter it,
Mhm.
and you can say I want only Python. I can only want this one. I want only
Mhm.
that one. You can do a
Mhm.
lot, and it's all
Okay.
a browser plugin. So whenever I open a new tab, oh today, Microsoft best practices, and it will go and link. You can read about it. So
Oh,
that
nice.
way, and these and all are not marketing crap. No,
Mhm.
these are genuine free articles. This is not like Medium. Oh, only when you pay you'll get it. No, that's not the kind of things you get.
Okay.
And it's quite a long list. And you
Mhm.
can suggest, for example, if I want to search by, for example, K8s. So K8s admin, it is simple. You see, only
Sure.
K8 is
Yeah. Yeah, you
relatable.
can filter is as per your preference
Yes,
and what
excellent.
you like.
So
Yeah.
I use this for learning. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's really good to
sure it is.
know. And so the next question is where it is, where it is. Sangati is saying, thanks, Guru sir, for your valuable session. And it is third session with you today. Oh, she already been to your two sessions already
Yeah, one session was
today.
TWS, 10
Okay.
minutes scrum, and then
Okay.
it was my own channel, and this is the
Okay.
third one.
Amazing. And I got some knowledge and more work to do from now.
Yep.
Uh, Good
Don't
luck
think
with
it
that,
as work.
Sangeeta.
I don't like this work.
Yeah.
Work word is not the right attitude. Say
Uh-huh.
learning. When you say it's learning, no, it gives you more energy. Don't say work.
Sure.
Work is
Yeah.
really.
Exactly. So Aditya is asking, I have 2 years of gap. My friend suggested me that I should show a fake experience, otherwise I will not get a job. That's it. Yeah. So what are your views on this?
I would say don't.
Yeah.
Be very honest about it. 2 years
And
of
then
gap of what? Doing what?
yes.
See, for example, if this was done in a Western country, you said, I 2 years I went on maternity leave. Oh, sorry, Aditya cannot go on maternity. I assume it's a boy, right?
Yeah.
So if you say I was on maternity leave, fine. I have seen some people taking a gap year sabbatical and going something.
Mhm.
But don't say I had a gap. Put
Yes.
say looking for alternate. I was traveling. Why not?
Mhm.
So you were doing something, right? For those
Mhm.
2 years. घर में
Mhm.
बैठ के अंडे थोड़ ना दे रहे थे तुम,
Yes.
right? You
Correct.
were doing something. For example, I was learning photography.
Mhm.
Then say, okay, these are my photographs. Or
Yes.
I was learning for gymnastics. Or I was trying
Mhm.
to do how I was trying to find a girl for me, and it took me 2 years. Now I'm
Mhm.
happily married
Mhm.
because as she was in a different country. I had to
Mhm.
make some money, go there and propose, and I got her back. Why
Mhm.
not?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
You were
Yeah.
doing something, right?
Mhm.
Don't say 2 years gap. That shows your laziness. People don't like laziness. Tell,
Mhm.
I want to do something. Okay, I didn't pass. Or by the time I went, that girl got married to someone else and I came back
Yeah.
disappointed.
Yeah. And
But
it took me 2 years to get myself back on track, and now
exactly.
I'm back. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And say
Yeah.
during this time, I have not lost the love for this one. So
Mhm.
please. And the thing is, don't dramatize it. Keep it simple and say, this is what I want to do,
Sure.
and this is what I wanted. I was not thrown out. If you are
Mhm.
fired, definitely say you were fired.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
don't lie.
it is pretty normal nowadays. Layoffs are everywhere.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
don't be ashamed of putting that in front of the interviewer. So it's like it happens to anyone.
Right.
So
For
yeah, don't worry
example,
about
when
it.
I left Goldman Sachs,
Mhm.
I took a 3 months gap.
Mhm.
When you are a contractor, taking a 3 months gap is considered a suicide in England. Right. I took a gap, and I went to one company. They said, "Oh, looks like you have been out of job for 3 months." I said,
Mhm.
"Yes." Oh, so they asked me, what were you doing? I said, I traveled to 6 countries. Because I traveled so much, I got so much extra points. So I traveled to Italy and Malta for free. And I went to Denmark and Sweden for almost nothing.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's good. And it took you 3 months. I said, yes. And he said, how do you have children and wife? I said, they were going to school. So I went on my own and went to Copenhagen and had a lot of beer. And I went to Amsterdam, go to a red light area and took some brownies and also had a smoke and also had a drink, but I did not do the naughty stuff.
Okay.
They said, good, cool. Let's talk about
Uh,
the project then. That's it.
yeah.
Be very
Yeah.
honest about what you did. There is
Sure.
nothing wrong. See, you are not
Yeah.
going to say, okay, if you say I was 2 years, I was in a jail, then it's a different thing. That's
Yeah.
not allowed. But then you will not get the job anyway
Yeah.
because the background checks will go into things.
Mhm.
So
Sure.
don't lie. I don't
Mhm.
like people lying on their CV. Fake
Yes.
experience will come and bite you later. It's like
Yes.
telling lies to your wife. You will be caught, and it may end
And
either
you
in
will be in
divorce
trouble.
or you getting poisoned and you guys to die. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's really good advice. Okay, so this one we have already covered, and Gavin is saying, "I hope you are well. You will be pleased to hear I didn't fail GCP. Congratulations, Gavin. That's really good to hear." So, uh, Gavin, we and I are in touch on our Discord server, and so he has been learning GCP for quite a while, the
Mm.
data side of it, and yeah, so that's what he wanted to share. Thank you, Gavin, and congratulations once again. And so, okay, so we'll just quickly wrap the session. We'll quickly go over the pending questions and just see if anything that we
Mm.
haven't covered. So this one we have covered. Okay, so Soham is asking, Any suggestions how we switch internally from sysadmin or any other field to DevOps, especially as beginners? So we have already tried
It's
to.
the same question.
Yeah,
You have to
yeah,
go
we
and ask
have.
your managers. Please
Yeah.
go and ask in a very nice way,
Mhm,
saying that I'm bored, but
mhm.
I don't want to switch the job myself. I want to
Yes,
transition it. Can you help
yes,
me do that? And
yes.
ask your managers. Not all managers are bad. Of course, you
Mhm,
get bad managers. You
mhm,
get bad managers everywhere. My
mhm,
suggestion is learn by the side and say, you have to prove that you can do something.
mhm,
Just don't go ask, oh, I want to do DevOps. Tomorrow you want to say, I want to do a system application. Whether you know to do, because company is not going to sit there and train you for 6 more months for without do you doing anything and paying your salary. No,
mhm.
we are still very expensive people.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
my suggestion is learn,
Mhm,
certify, do something, get courses,
mhm,
not courses, finish courses, and say I can do this. Can you
sure.
give me 1 or 2 hours of job in that way? So I want
Mhm,
to move. And some people, some managers will say, you're system administrator, you cannot move.
mhm,
Learn, apply other jobs. If
mhm.
you can't move internally, move externally.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I guess that's really it. That's what you wanted to do. Like that's what you like
Mm,
should do. So this is the same thing that I did. Like I was working as a DevOps consultant in CIBC Bank few years back, but I wanted to move into Azure at that time. I had
mm,
some AWS experience, but never worked on Azure. So what I did a couple of certifications: AZ 104, 303, 304, and then AZ 400, like 5 6 Azure certifications. Did some self study on Azure, how to implement best practices, created 3 tier architecture in Azure, developed some projects internally, and then I went to my manager and asked him, okay, so this is what I have done so far, this is what I know already, and I think this is what I can bring to the table. Like if you give me a chance to work with this new Azure project that is coming soon, I
mm,
can add a lot of values to it, and
mm,
I can show that whatever I have learned and how can I implement it. So yeah, just go and ask your manager or your lead supervisor and show them what you can bring to the table. So at the end of the day, they will be only interested in hearing what you can do for the companies or what you can do for them. So
mm.
give them what they wanted to hear and you should be good. That I don't think there'll be any issues.
Exactly. And they
So
know that if you don't give them, you're going to find a job outside. So it's in
yes,
their
exactly.
way to give you a role which you want.
Yeah. So Sangati is saying thank you for the session. Biswajit, mind blowing guru, appreciate it. And
Yeah,
Akshay,
of course, he will tell that.
and yes, Akshay, yes, I know. So Akshay is also doing a great job for the community. He's been doing a lot of public speaking, mentorship session, and working with you as well. So we had to do a video together, but like I have been really busy for past few days with this Azure thing going on, so I haven't got a chance. But Akshay, yes, we will definitely connect, and we will do that really soon. Maybe next weekend we can plan out something. I'll reach out to you. And so, okay, let's take this last question. Ganesh is asking, what is your daily routine? So, I wake up at 7 a.m. because that's when my daughter wakes up and she wakes everyone up. And then, I just help her and help my wife to get her ready. And then I drop her at the daycare and I come back at around 8, 8:15. I go to gym, then I come back 9ish, and then I start my office. So I work till 9 to 4:30 or 4 somewhere, and then I go back to pick my daughter from the daycare. Then I spend time with my family during those 3 4 hours, and at 9 my daughter sleeps, and that's when I start my uh, YouTube work and everything that I have to do, like whether it's creating content or writing blogs or having any session with someone who has requested already, or like a mentorship session, all those things. So that's what I do after 9 p.m. And like I'm usually awake till 1:30 or 2 a.m, and that's when I go to bed. And yes, I don't watch TV. I don't have time to play games anymore. So my PlayStation is sitting here on my desk for past 3 years or so, and I really haven't got a chance to look into that. But yeah, that's what my schedule is. So as a reward to myself, when I have certain targets, like like I have to publish one video every week or publish one blog or two blog every week. And when I do that before that time, I have a couple of free days in between, then I reward myself with watching some TV or going out and have some fun or anything that I don't usually do in my daily routine. So yeah, so that's what I do. I'm not as disciplined as Guru, but yeah, I'm trying my best to maintain a routine for myself so that I have enough time for my family, for myself, for learning, for the community. Like I'm just trying to keep that balance in between. And yeah, so I guess that's that's what you wanted to know. Okay, so I guess thank you everyone for joining, and thank you so much, Guru, for giving us your valuable time. And it was really a fun learning session. I also learned a lot of things from you that I didn't know before. So it's amazing to have you. And yes, I'll connect you after this session, and we'll keep in touch, and we'll keep doing these collaborations.
Yeah,
And thank you so much, everyone, for joining.
yeah. Means on the note, right?
Mm,
We pride ourselves for sharing our knowledge, right?
yeah.
How do I know you? We all have common friends like Shubham and Sandeep, you, myself, and it's mind-blowingly staggering the amount of years of experience and everything we have, and we are sharing it for a general purpose. It's not like, okay, if you want to learn, log into this session, pay us $6,000 or something like that. No, right? And how, for example, I did not know about some certificate AZ, which of course I learned from you. But on the other hand, you saw something on GitHub which you didn't know.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. So this
Mm,
is one thing I have learned it the hard way 50, 10, 12 years ago, is once you start sharing knowledge, your
mhm.
knowledge grows.
Yes.
And this is what I want from people.
Mhm,
Share your knowledge. Don't think that by sharing the knowledge, someone else will take away your job.
mhm,
No, actually, if you're doing a very job, same job for 10 years, sharing the knowledge, someone else takes your job, you can do something better. I'm not saying leave your job, but share your knowledge, increase your scope of working. Don't get stuck by what we can, in Hindi they say, uh, kueं ka mendak.
recommend. Yes.
Yeah, exactly, the toad in the well, right? Don't wait for the princess to come and kiss you, because chances of that happening is very hard. What may
Yes.
someone do is put the fishing net and boil you and eat your legs off.
Yes.
By the way, I have done this before. I have eaten frog legs. So
Okay.
So, and I have eaten even a Python snake. So I don't like Python programming, but I like Python snake. In Hong Kong, I ate, and of course, I have eaten moose and everything, which is widely available in Canada. So yes, I'm saying is enjoy your life, be happy, and do only things which makes you happy. Don't do something for money. No, and also share your knowledge with others. They will in turn pay it backwards in some way or the other.
Mhm.
Once you have that sense of satisfaction, you will sleep well. Sleep well means you get very healthy health,
Yes.
and then you
That's
can put on some nice biceps like Mr. Piyush, not like
no,
me.
I don't have anything. No. Please
I have
don't
very good
embarrass me.
shoulders because of my badminton. I can do some very good
Okay.
smashes.
Mm,
But yes, so my suggestion is learn, share,
mhm.
happy, and be curious. The last word is the most important. Be curious. Oh, what's happening there? But don't be jealous.
Yes.
Don't be jealous. There will always be someone who's better than you. For example, Piyush and Shubham are better than me. I don't get jealous about it. I go and ask them. So, and sometimes they think, oh, Guru knows better. Okay, I ask them too. So, you
Yes,
know something
definitely.
better than
Yeah,
others.
that's I totally agree with you on every point that you said. Like when we when we do these sessions, or when we collaborate with someone, when we go and ask someone for help, anything that we do,
mm,
so it helps both ways. It helps us
mm,
to improve our knowledge, as well as the other person is also getting something.
mm,
So when I create some video course, or let's say I start a tutorial video, first I have to read about it, I have to
mm,
understand each and every concept of it in depth. Only then I would be able to explain it to others, right?
mm,
So in a way, I am helping myself first, and then I'm helping others as well. So
mm,
it's a win-win situation for everyone.
mm.
And someone, when people say I get a job because of the videos that I have watched, or the mentorship sessions that I have done for you, like Rishikesh recently got a job with your mentorship, and Shubham's training and everything. So it feels really good to know that yes, people do appreciate the work that you are doing for them.
You
And
would be surprised
yeah.
that um, I work for Do It. One of the senior cloud architect, Mr. Kit, he's based out of Dublin.
Hmm.
He pinged me, Guru. I saw that you always once in a while good news. Good news is people getting a job. I
Yeah.
really appreciate it, man. If you need more help, I'll also help if you need to.
Amazing.
I didn't tell him, and
Yes.
my if you look at when my promotion happened,
Mhm.
our head of people, Kirsten, she's one of the most supportive person. He said, Guru, congratulations. Thank God you're like you. Don't change because you are what you are. So don't try to mold yourself
Mhm.
into others.
Mhm.
That is
Yeah.
jealousy. But
Yes.
share and do things.
Mhm.
She's like, and one thing is appreciate other people's help.
Yes.
Just don't take.
Exactly. That's really important.
Appreciate.
Yeah.
Yes. If you look at most of my LinkedIn posts, it will be never about me.
Mhm.
It will be always about my colleagues, this, and I'm hiring this. Help other people.
Yes.
You never know what something you have done for something good, and they will say, "Oh, Guru, thank you for helping me."
Mhm. Yeah.
Trust me, it goes way beyond only money.
Goes a long
Money
way.
will
Yeah. Yeah.
money you can't buy happiness by money. You can
Mhm.
buy the best beds, but you can never buy sleep, right? So that's
Yes,
that's that's
that's
my
correct.
two pennies
Yeah,
worth.
and when you do these amazing things for the community, people start appreciating you, and they start joining you, right?
Hmm.
You build a community among yourself, and like there is a saying in Hindi, अकेला चला था जिंदगी की राह में, लोग मिलते रहे और कारवा बन गया.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
like it goes really long way, and people start joining you and helping you in one way or another.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yes, as conclude this session, thank you so much once again, Guru, and I hope this session was valuable to everyone watching this. And we will be continue doing this 8900 series, and there'll be Q&A sessions every weekend. So let me know in the comment, or in the LinkedIn post, or anywhere that you want, who would you want as a guest in our next session, and I will definitely try to reach out to them. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Have a good day.